Greetings and salutations, fellow gamers. Lukey P here with another episode of Let's Play Supreme Ruler Ultimate with Brazil. So you'll notice a fair amount of time has passed since our last episode. I did try and record one in the middle, but the recorder crashed, which is what I get for trying to process a video and record a new one at the same time, I guess. That said, what you missed was largely loud bangs and units slowly grinding across Australia. So let's just give you an update on what's going on. So over here, the US has started conquering Central America again, which is starting to get worrying. Because we are nowhere near strong enough to take them on. So they have 4.4 million men and we have 1 million. They're all probably based here, and mine are a bit more spread out. So what I've done in response to that is I have turned on Minister Auto Build. I've told it to be balanced and on quality. Oh no, it's gone offensive. I wanted it balanced. Air is offensive. Missile is auto build is on. Navy I've gone balanced as well. I've also given my minister more control of my navy. So I've basically turned up the where am I? Yeah, there we are. The initiative. So airs have got high. They've now got the ability to do naval patrols. Let's see what if I do full. That's interesting. So we'll just talk a bit about what the Defence Minister has been doing. So the Navy sends people out on patrol, which is good. I mean, you can see I've got a bit more visibility of stuff going on here because a lot of my naval units are spread out. That said before, it's important to keep them in, local superiority is always important, I think, as I've said before. For example, they would commonly drive capital ships Australia in here when they had them, and they would drive them in here and they would bomb everyone in there and bomb people out the base, and I was quite often losing a fair few number of planes and stuff just before I even knew what had happened. So I actually formed a ring of subs around here, and then every time they drove a capital ship up, capital ships don't have anti-sub weapons, so I just shot all their capital ships basically. But now the units are a bit more spread out. I have still got a hotkey of a lot of units which are subs. So yes, there are some units stranded out here. Hopefully the computer will fix that. If not, I will have to work out how to resupply them in the middle of the ocean. The war with Australia is going well, if slowly. Part of the reason I turned on Minister control of units was finding if I was up here I wasn't doing much down there, and if I was down there I wasn't doing much up here. So yeah, we've split our forces into two in Australia already. This is just a small force that's designed to head for that there mainly, which is an air base and a barracks and a research centre, so I kind of quite like the idea of taking that. We've been building these kind of little, we will guard that because we don't want to lose that to the Australians. That's rather a key area. Let's put some condors in that. What we got here? Let's put some condors in, some more condors in that as well. The condors are proving brilliant. as our new design from Germany. The let me see if I've got them somewhere. Nope, doesn't look like I have. I bought I bought a bunch of new designs actually, just because we've advanced a fair bit in technology. I've been cleaning things up, so I haven't got an excess of things. So there's a few, you know, that one's marginally better at taking out people, but takes a bit longer to build. You've still got the same ones of these really. Oh, I've just researched that evidently. That is one I researched myself. 72 days, 18 and 20. So it's not quite as good as no, it's not quite as good as that. But it can have missiles. So we may keep that for a little while yet. This is the new one I built from Germany, which if you look at the Condor 60, it can carry. This one, the Gigant, I guess you call it, can carry 168, so a lot more, but its range is shorter. But I've been building them, and I think the computers brought them over here to help supply. I have also started, you can see that target around Brisbane, and that is because I've started using battlezone controls to get the computer to move a lot of the units being built to where I want them. So Brisbane has high and offensive set at the moment. Up here we were doing very well at driving the Australians out of Indo-China, I guess you call it, and then Siam declared war on us, which was a little bit unexpected. First country to do so. They initially threw a whole bunch of units down here, and we've repelled them with mass artillery and anti-tank guns, and we've got we've got all sorts over here really. Now the problem we have, which I hadn't noticed before, is they've clearly launched some kind of offensive down here and have kind of marched around our flank, which is fine. It won't take long to drive them back, I shouldn't imagine. We've probably got plenty of units sitting around in reserve, so let's have a look. 4 Panzers, and okay, that would do as a little repelling force. Let's send them there. Yeah, on the research front, we're doing very well again. We've basically got more research capacity than we've got things to research. Can't do that yet, but we will do when we'll add that to the queue, because that's quite a long range, you can see. Fine, we'll add that to the queue as well, but we can't research it yet. And these light armor I particularly want to research. Guess we can research a basic missile truck, not that we need it, and a bridging tractor. Okay. But yeah, we've got plenty of things we can be doing on the research front. Mounted infantry lost. Where was that? That was probably down. Oh, it's here. Okay. So one of the drawbacks of using the computer is I did lose a fair few number of units around here, because the computer decided that it could take this kind of Brisbane and all this land around here, by sending just like 3 or 4 Panzers or something weird. So literally I had like the territory here and then a row of territory here where they march a couple of units down thinking, oh yeah, we can capture a major Australian city with 3 tanks. And don't get me wrong, they did a fair bit of damage. The Panzers are alright, but yeah, they didn't really capture anything. They just killed units. So sometimes on major offensive it's still best to take control yourself. So I think the computer's got that one down there, and we'll finish mopping up around there. And while they're doing that, I want to be looking here. So let's just send in a few of these units to help this guy. Yeah, so they're trying to outflank us again. So what we need to do is to keep pushing here. So I think they must have just advanced a unit down here. They don't seem to have much. No, we're not actually losing much. We're just. So we've got quite a wide front here, which is, it does leave risks because this is their home territory and they've still got, well, they had like 400,000 when they started, or 300,000, but we've kind of wiped out about half their forces. So we've got a lot of units which can kind of suddenly strike. The computer's massed around here because it's protecting that military base, which I thought I'd switch back on, but I think actually the computer took that in a counter-attack, which stopped it building stuff, so that's probably why. We don't need agriculture, we will keep the air base, we don't need coal, we don't need industrial, we will keep the seep here. Now we've already got a seep just down. Okay, well that's alright, we'll have 2. Oh yeah, I should do a little update on something I spoke about last episode, which didn't record, just so you guys all know. So I am keeping an eye on production capacity during the war, and basically we're fine on pretty much everything. Power's jumped up again because we had another one of those things which boosted us 50%. Oh, need some more military production. Duly noted. We got to need 100% production. Yeah. Yeah, they've got loads of units around here, haven't they? What I might do is send some of them up to here. Just in case the US do anything. Because you never know. Yeah, so this is our. Oh, I'm not sure. I think I started talking about this and then stopped at the start of the episode. This is our colony now. So we attacked Panama purely to give us a buffer with the US, because I think that helps. If I'm not their immediate neighbour, they're less likely to declare war on me. So from time to time, we're just going in and I mean, they like us anyway because we keep giving them free stuff, but from time to time we're just going in and seeing what they need and giving them a bunch of stuff. So they've got some stockpile of military goods because we gave them that. Okay, so they want a little bit of rubber. One of the few countries in the world getting to trade with us at the moment. Let's give them some more oil, give them a bit of coal. Metal ore, yeah, give them a little bit of that as well. Consumer goods, oh, they're actually able to meet their own production. Good for them. And we just say, I don't want anything for that. That is just a gift. And you can, so colonies are obligated to accept any trade with you. So I could, for example, go and ask them for all 627 million in their treasury. What that does is you basically trade your relationship with them for goods you can get out of the country. So if you didn't really care about your relationship with them, or you're trying to provoke them into war, you could just keep demanding stuff of them. Actually, can you provoke colonies into war? I'm not sure if you can. I've never really tried it because I've never really wanted a colony to declare war on me. Yeah, you can just keep extracting stuff from their country in true colonial fashion. For me, I don't need anything they've got. I left them when I conquered them with various production facilities. Unfortunately, before I finished conquering, not all of them resumed or finished building, which is unfortunate because the computer doesn't rebuild its construction capabilities on this game, which is a real bug. I'm really hoping these units don't crash. I may set up a airfield there just for future. British Niger, yeah. So there's a bunch of colonies going to war with each other at the moment. These warnings are actually good. So before we weren't actually getting warnings anymore because I think we're already down at 2.2. But over time, since we've conquered the East Indies, our inflation is down and our unemployment is going back up towards 3%, which is where I wanted it to be. What else did we do? We started building agricultural all around Brazil. Why do we do that? Just because I'm conscious that that we may need the capacity at some point, because I think we're getting to the point where actually our empire is big enough that no longer the fact that Brazil is really big can provide anyone with food. So I had a look for a few hotspots around areas, and so I decided to build a supply hub there and stack that up with agriculture. I had a look at any places which have got kind of quite good supply already, like up here, and stuck down a bunch of agriculture around there because that's got good supply because of that little hub there. It's only got one supply depot, that's why it's not 100%, I don't think. Second supply depot. Yeah, so that's the economy, still going quite well. We are going to plonk down. So we've currently got 10 going, and one of those. So 10 produce 2,300. I wouldn't mind doubling that almost. Right, so I was just having a little check of of our industrial capacity to see if we need to upgrade that at the same time as we upgrade our military. And our consumer goods, we've still got spare slack in there, and our industrial capacity we don't have. So we will build some more industrial goods capacity as well. So let's build a square of you. Let's build a square of you. That's a lot of money to spend at once, but we are a big country now, and we can do that without worrying about wrecking our economy or causing mass inflation or something. Let's go back up here. We turn off this and minimize. Oh no, I didn't want to minimize that window. I wanted to minimize the other one. Okay. So we have surrounded that city and taken it. Yeah, we are not ready for war with the US. So we have taken the north of their country. They can't really get to these places here anymore, so I'm going to send you guys here to basically help. Don't need those. Scrap. Scrap. Rubber's fine, we can scrap that as well. Send in the panzers as well. They do have a lot of tanks, and they do often try these little armoured jollies, as I call them. And we don't have a massively offensive air force here, unfortunately, which means I can't just swoop down and build them from the sky. In fact, we don't have that. We do have a big air force, but it's just not in the right place, evidently. That's only the only real air base I've got, isn't it? So So yeah, this is kind of what it's been like, but for a long time. Slow and steady. Updates on progress. I'm just going to have a look to show you something else, which is this is battle zone control. So you can see, for example, here we have no particular battle zone control, whereas here we have high battle zone control, which is why the military is focused in this area. We want to keep that for now, and soon we will set that to be high battle zone control, at which point it will start invading that automatically. Down here we have this set as high battle zone control, which is why we have taken all of it basically. That is still building. Let's just make sure you keep building that. And what I want to do now is I want to almost turn this back down to low, and I want to put this up to high. to send my land units here. Start taking cities down there. Did we kind of got our units a bit towards that, but didn't quite finish it. No, so let's like airfields anywhere around here we could take? Not really. There's nothing before Sydney. We'll have to build our own, I think. Oh, there's a capital ship, which we do not like. There's a sub. Can you chase that capital ship, please? These guys really should go and get repaired. Yeah, so they're just kind of generally advancing. Hunting people down, so to speak. Brisbane forces to go and take that. Yeah, that's something. Good. So you can see what the computer tends to do. These units are, I think, are on their way to that there. They're just basically marching down a line. So rather than advance with, you know, mass force designed to take things, they advance in a slightly odd fashion. What I could do with is taking that place there, because that could be a good air base. And you can see they've got there to Sydney, is that? And they've gone with 2 Panzer units, or no, a brain carrier and a recon unit. So let me send both of you for repairs, because you'll probably be dead by the time the computer works out to retreat you. Oh, that could be golden. If only we had a large bunch of subs around here. Because look, they basically, as they've been getting attacked, they've sent all their units into cargo things, I think. Just to pick those off would be a beautiful thing, but I don't think we haven't got much of a navy. The computer's busy building one, but 56 naval units deployed for a country this size is not particularly impressive. We could probably do with some more aircraft production. Which one of you guys, have you guys got an air base? Yeah, and an airfield. I think we must have built that when we came in. Can we build? I don't think we can build aircraft production in the city. No, we can't. So we've got to build it separately. So let's build it up there. Since we've already got a little hub, it's slightly risky because it's on the border with the UK. But hopefully, if there's a war, it will be us declaring war on them. Right, I'm going to change that down, so this is going to be set to low now, and this battle zone is going to be set to high and offensive. Now let's send in these guys, because basically they've been guarding, which is the right thing to do. So they are guarding key points. What we're saying to them is, hey, it's time to go and attack. We'll just do that because I'm sure there'll be some things in that area which I want to repair and I haven't got round to yet. Oh, they've got an air force, and that's their capital. So we've got pretty decent anti-aircraft weapons, which should hopefully thin out their air force pretty rapidly. Artillery's within range. We'll be seeing a lot more of their units dying. Yeah, so the units we're losing are in Australia because so I want that taken because that I want to be an air base, I think. Yeah, we're building an air base up there, but it's not done yet. Okay. See the condors overhead, making sure these units are well supplied. So to rebuild these cities. Don't need military goods medium in a poor supply area. Is where we want to stick a airfield. Oh, we took that while I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, good for us. Barracks, yep. That was a research centre which we were also taking. Since we've got almost a ready-made supply hub there, let's put down a couple of military supplies. And I think, in the interest of time, we will wrap that episode there. So you can see, yeah, in effect, this game has just been like that for a long time. Slowly pushing, slowly. Oh, what's happened there? Australia must have landed a unit. Send these guys over. Slowly pushing, slowly taking land off them, and generally making good progress. Slow but steady progress. Try and see if we've got enough to take out these. No, that bridge isn't built yet. I built that over here because these guys were proving really problematic. They've got a bunch of garrisons in close order, and yeah, we just didn't manage to kill them. But yeah, it's fine. They pose no threat to us, so There's not much they can do really. Actually, before this episode ends, let me see if I can take their capital. It might be alright on the supply front. Don't really need more ore. Pay the city. They've got some aircraft production capacity going on there, so that's why he's got himself kind of stuck in the city with the garrisons as well. He declared war on Canada. Right, interesting. Should just keep sending these units down here. Scrap. Somewhere to reserve and repair is always nice. I just told them to rebuild an airbase, so I don't actually care about that airfield. So you guys are guarding that, which is awesome, but what I really want you to do is to start moving down on their capital. This mass artillery is going to do them some serious damage. There we go. I'm going to annex you since you declared war on me. What I would do is I would just put our law enforcement rating up a little bit more. Let's get 45 million. Making 400 million a go and selling 200 million worth of stuff. So, lovely. So yeah, off camera I will go about clearing up Siam. But yeah, that was the end of Siam. So they declared war on us, and in return they got conquered. So serves them right. Gives us a nice base as well to get ready for a war with the UK. And when we go to war with the UK, I'll be marching through British Burma and looking to get to British India, which is a real prize because it's a colony. It won't have that many units defending it because it's reliant on British units, and British army staff is only 250,000, and the danger is that when we go to war with Britain, we go to war with all their colonies, which will upset a lot of people. But we will have the manpower because we've got our little footholds in different parts of the world to really start sweeping up all of this population, which I'm looking forward to doing. So off camera we will keep fighting the war with Australia. I suspect when we come back for the next episode we may well have won that. Siam has fallen, and the Brazilian Empire continues to grow. 252 million. Little landmark this episode. I think we overtook the US in population. Yes, we did. How rich China is. That's going to be some war when we get to war with them, because I'm imagining they can fund massive military and research programs. We will wrap up there. Thank you as always for watching. Any comments or questions or hints or tips, do let me know below the video. If you just want to get involved, do comment. If you've liked, please do like, and if you've really liked, please do subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I'm Lukey P, and I will be seeing you again soon.